What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets, here. I hope y'all are having a good weekend. And we get to see who doesn't like the Super Bowl. Or maybe who doesn't care about the teams that are playing. I don't know. I'm not really a football person. Like, I'll play football, but watching, I'm good. Um, I mean, like, with friends going and catching like a game live, that's different. Um, whatever, hang out with friends, have some drinks, whatever, chill. That's a way different vibe than just watching. Where are we? There's something I wanted to show you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Well, actually, I know I can use a screenshot. Give me a second here, sorry. All right, looks like it's working now. I want to show you guys this because I have never seen anything like this before. Where is it? I guess I'm going to have to find the screenshot because right now I can't find what I'm looking for. That's a bummer. Oh well, we'll do it with the screenshot. I was trying to find it on the chart. I mean, if I kept looking, I would eventually find it, but I don't want to spend too much time looking for a particular candlestick on a chart while you guys are patiently waiting for me. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. It's interesting because we'll start with this one actually. So when you're looking at footprint charts, and a lot of people might not be familiar with footprint charts, and that's fine. I'm going to kind of do a tiny bit of teaching really quick. So on the left side here, we have the ask, which you guys should understand. Like if you're buying, if you're buying aggressively, you're going to show up on the ask side as a buyer. But sorry, let me make sure I'm getting I always get this confused if I don't have my actual like DOM open where I can see the bid and the ask side. I'm very far from perfect. And I feel like I was saying all of that backwards. I think this is the bid side. Yeah, I got it backwards. This is the bid. And so at the bid, we either see passive buyers, and you guys, like the average person watching should understand what I'm referring to. So even if you're buying options, right, you can you can try to get your strike price at the ask or at the bid, or the mid, like in between, or you can do market, And so if you're on the bid side, generally, well, as a seller, you're going to be trying to sell for a cheaper price, right? So you're aggressively selling. And if you're buying at the bid side, that means that you're a passive buyer and you're trying to get a cheaper price than the spread, like the ask price. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. And then on the right-hand side of the candle here, we have the ask side, which would show us aggressive buying or passive selling, right? And what's crazy, so when you're looking at footprint charts, you always go diagonally. I don't, actually, let's see. This will probably be good. The only thing is I can't really zoom in. Oh, well. But, so we would go from the 8 to the 1, the 7 to the 0, the 6 to the 0, the 7 to the 0, 7 to the 0, 7 to 0, 6 to 0, 13 to 0, 14 to 0, 22 to 0, so on and so forth, right? And so it's wild what happened here. At the top, we have a completed auction, meaning there was no more people buying. And then what we saw was really aggressive selling on the bid side, and absolutely no buyers, right? Nobody was buying. Everybody was selling. Just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Basically, for and as an example, if I see 3 zeros in a row like this, I'm slapping market sell, and I'm playing this down, because just seeing 3 zeros alone is enough to see like a massive move down. And this candle was the candle that was like, what was it? If we look at futures, it was the pre-market candle. I think it was this one here, where, sorry, let me kind of zoom in. It's just crazy selling. And there was no buying, right? And so, so anyway, what I'm getting at is just seeing like 3 zeros is enough for me to be like, oh, they're going to dump this. I've never seen whatever this is. I don't even know how many zeros in a row. And then I don't know if this is a misprint, but it looks like there was just no buyers or sellers. And we just made like a massive, like, I guess a gap down, which is insanity. And then even here we have some zeros, and then down towards here we start to have buyers stepping in, right? The other candle, so, oh, I'm sorry, actually the candle that I was showing you guys was this selling here. And that was this candle. This candle here is this image here, where this is kind of wild. Like on the ask side, it looks like we have people aggressively closing their position. So they were in longs and they were just trying to get out of it. And zeros on the bid side. But anyway, these two candles, so this is the one that we were looking at before over here, but you only see part of it on this picture. And this candle here, I don't think I've ever seen that many zeros in a row on either side. Interesting enough that I felt like it was worth showing you guys. Pretty wild if you see something like that on footprints. Okay. Let's get back to Spy. This is going to be a little bit of a quicker video. I don't know. It's just Sunday. I want to go spend some time with my family. I'm not going to watch the game. But I looked through a bunch of charts. I didn't find anything that I liked for option setups for tomorrow. There was one like IWM is going to... it's going to get a rocket upwards. But the entry that I could find was too close to like the next resistance level that I didn't feel like giving a play on that. And other than that, I didn't see any other option plays. I think MU also, MU might sell off a little bit and then rocket up. But again, there just wasn't enough confluence that I liked it as far as sharing a play with you guys. So I'm hoping you guys got this Friday at the open. We opened here, moved up, and then this was our zone, right, to watch for puts, right? So if I extend this over, you can see we basically hit the center of where we were wanting to watch for puts, and I'm hoping you guys got this. I do know as this was happening, I believe it was right around here. I said in Keenan's Discord, don't be watching for puts. I mean, don't be trying to time the bottom. I know some other people called out like 602 as the level to get in for longs, and yeah, sure, like, or to get in for calls. Sure, you could have made money, but you probably might have got stopped out if you're playing properly. But I was just saying, don't try to time the bottom. I had mentioned, and I could pull all of this up, but I said we have a poor low, right? If you want to fact check this, you can go search my name in Keenan's Discord and you can see the messages that I sent. Poor low, meaning that they want to go lower, and explore lower, which we did, here on this candle. And I was still saying, don't try to time the bottom. And again, we got a little move up and then rejected back down and made a new lower low, right? So that's Friday. Again, really the play was getting into puts somewhere around here. If you had questions as to whether or not this was the level to get in, when we broke back through the December POC, that was your signal to grab puts. Like if you didn't trust this rejection here. Okay. Sorry. So that's all I have. I was just trying to, or that's all I have from Friday. And I was trying to call this stuff out live the best that I could. As far as anything else, let's just start erasing some stuff, and then we'll see what we see for. Well, I'm going to leave this here. If we come up here, you still want to be inputs. All right. So we're going to start on the 65-minute time frame as we're at a new week here. And so we want to use the PVP indicator. Time period is 1 week. And then value area volume 68, row size 100. And that will give us our previous week's levels. Doesn't look like it changed too much. What did change is our weekly POC is at the bottom. Last week's was at the top. So there's our weekly levels. Now, let's switch to 30 minutes and session volume profile. Same settings, value area volume 68, row size 100. All right, so there's our daily levels. We can't draw SIGs on the daily. We still have our monthly SIG levels in place. We don't have 2 overlapping days here. This would be a lowercase b, which generally indicates that they want to explore lower. But right now, futures is kind of on a tear. But we've rejected, as you can see, right off this previous week value area high. And I'm sure they'll probably be playing this down a little bit. I almost shorted this, and then I was like, I'm good. I'm going to be in a video. I don't want to be in an open trade while I'm talking with you guys. So I'm losing money right now because I'm here with you guys instead of taking trades. I'm playing. Let's see. With that said, I want to zoom out, just kind of see how we're looking here. Last week's volume isn't terrible. It's also not great. But so we've been trending down the last 3 weeks. And from last week to this week, we have decreasing volume, which kind of would indicate that they want to bounce this. And actually, we're bouncing off the December value area low. So it's actually a good level for us to get a bounce and see higher. Massive red daily volume comparatively. All right. Let's take a look at our TPO. No spike. Alrighty. If you guys have questions, sorry, Alan, I'm reading what you said. You're here trying to understand footprint reads better on ES. I don't know where you got that information. Footprints works good on any future. Being able to see the order flow, as long as you're interpreting it properly, it's very, very helpful. The thing is it's not a standalone. It's not something that you can use as a standalone for trading, if that makes sense. Like, you need confluence. And the reason being is you don't know, for like on the, I'm pulling up my charts right now just to kind of show you guys. As soon as this loads. Sorry, it's signing me in right now. So So let me see if I can show you guys an example. Okay, so like here, for example, this might be a little bit hard to see, but here, and then this is confluence as well. We have a massive delta node, but it was actually created right here. And this is the delta POC for right now. And so what happened on this candle is we, when we got to the top here, we generally see, you know, the aggressive buying on the, sorry, you're going to see aggressive buying on the right. And so it's confusing when you see this big order at the top and then you sell off, right? So this is the ask side. And what this probably is was limit orders sitting there. So you see the, sorry. I don't know why I can't English right now, but if basically somebody, it could be like a whale, had like a big limit order sitting at whatever price this is, 21,700. When this comes up and taps it, they get filled, right? And it looks like it's aggressive buying because it's happening on the ask side. But what we have on the ask side is either passive selling or aggressive buying. So it looks like this was a massive passive seller, right? And this is kind of what you want to see, like a completed auction, a 0 at the top. And the reason that this is highlighted yellow, like I said, we're comparing 60 to 192, and 192 is going to be 300% larger than 60. And so like if we look at the cluster profile under settings, the imbalance ratio, for 300%, it would print as like red or green. For 600%, it would print as red or yellow, at least based on my settings, right? And so 60 is, I guess, 600% larger, or 192 is 600% larger than 60. So that's why this shows up as a yellow. These, you'll see create like a red box for me, which is, this is a sell side imbalance, right? But you really want to see these at the beginning of a trend. And when, I guess this is kind of the beginning of a trend. And when you have like a sell side imbalance, then you want to see full candles open and close below these. And when we come back and retest it, as long as you have some other confluence there, this would be where you would want to grab shorts or grab puts or whatever. And right now my confluence would be like my developing POC. So like the left side here, I have, you'll see it's today's volume profile, right? So this yellow line is my developing POC. So if they bring this back up to here, it's probably like a good short. And then it's also confirmed here with delta. You know, like this is, I have a large delta node here, and like between 690 and 685, I have a pretty big delta node, right? So when they come back up to here, I would want to be short, and I would probably be targeting right around 675, right? And then the other thing that you're looking for is like, do you have a poor high, poor low, or sorry, weak high, weak low, or do we have a strong high or strong low? And that kind of determines, you know, like that gives you more confluence. Like when we come up to here, this is looking like a weak high right now, and so they're probably going to eventually want to break through this and make a new higher high and fill it up, or sorry, what's the word? Basically get a completed auction above this, clean up the poor high. That's the word I was looking for. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh shoot, I just combined two charts and I did not want to do that. There we go. Okay, let me close this. So for tomorrow, if they give us this, I would swing puts. And depending on when or if they hit it, you know, this might be, might still just end up being a day trade, you know. If we come up to here and tap it early in the morning and it, you know, sells off down to here, I'd be closing 100%. I would probably close earlier than that. I would probably close right around the monthly first sig if I got in these and it happened in one day. If it doesn't happen in one day, then I would just swing them and look for a bigger sell-off overnight. If we come here, I would still be watching for puts. And if you guys have questions, now would be a very good time. Through here, I'd be watching for calls. I would really like to see the single prints, though, if possible. That's all I got for you guys. Like I said, unless you have questions. So I'm just going to hang out for a second and see if you guys have any questions. I will say I am feeling better. You guys are probably going to laugh at me, but I think I just realized the Los Angeles was in the Super Bowl. I don't even know who's playing. Oh, no. The Chiefs and the Eagles? And the Chiefs are getting wrecked. That's crazy. Oh, actually, sorry. There is some other stuff. I'm lagging today. Let's take a look at the, excuse me, the calendar for tomorrow. Nothing really major happening that's going to be affecting us during the daytime. Pre-market, this will give us a move, but that's not going to be affecting us during the market hours. Futures right now, again, we're selling off from that previous week value area high. After a pretty good run up, though. Would not be surprised to see a bounce through here. And then same thing on ES. Bounce somewhere through here. Question by Shane. At the beginning of the market, how do I know which direction the market will go? That would be experience. It's not something that I can explain quickly or easily. That takes a lot of experience with charts and charting and figuring out what levels are important, where to watch for bounces, where to watch for rejections. If you seriously want to learn that, Shane, you need to read the 3 books as a minimum. And that's 3 books if you understand market structure. If you don't understand market structure, then you need to read the Getting Started in Technical Analysis by Jack Schwager. And then read the other 3 books. Yeah, same thing, Alan. Alrighty. I'm not really seeing any questions. I'm going to call it a night. I was going to say, so Alan, you mentioned, footprints and reading better on ES or whatever. I think you're probably like seeing people say stuff like that in Keenan's, and I would just take that stuff with a grain of salt, Like a lot of people say stuff that they're not, that's just kind of opinion, if that makes sense. Footprints work good. As far as I know, on any future, they work good. I haven't seen a future that it doesn't work good on. But I don't want to definitively say it works good on any future, since I haven't looked at all of them and researched it. But all of the ones that I've seen, it works great. So. All right. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go hang out with the family. Go spend some time with my baby. So with that said, as always, appreciate the subscribers. Extra big thanks to the friends of the stream. If you're new here, these videos, they tend to be kind of shorter. Just looking for, setups for the next day, what we expect the market to do kind of thing. I guess I probably didn't say this, but I'm pretty bullish overall right now going into tomorrow. But if we come up to these levels, I'll start to get bearish. And yeah, so if you're new, it might not seem like super informative, but we do a lot of education on this YouTube channel. But most of the education happens on the weekends, and generally about once or twice a month. So if you're trying to learn, this is definitely a good place to learn. Jose, the tariffs, we're going to have a major effect, yes. There's nothing good about tariffs. I don't know why Trump thinks tariffs are going to be such a great thing for the U.S. economy. I know he did kind of say in the beginning things are going to be tough. I think he used those words, or things are going to be difficult. But, you just pay attention to what's happening, and we're imposing tariffs on countries, and then the countries are turning around and imposing tariffs on us. And so we're kind of at a stalemate, like we're not achieving anything. And then even worse, like all of those costs have to, all of those costs end up getting, what's the word? They have to be paid by somebody, right? And so what ends up happening is everything gets more expensive. And then I understand, like Trump is trying to create like more jobs and more manufacturing here in the United States by giving tax incentives to companies for building stuff here in the country. But the reason that doesn't work also is our labor is way more expensive than other countries, right? You can't make children work for pennies here in the States, but in China, or whatever, Indonesia, other countries, they have no issues with putting the kids to work for, almost no money at all. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but just what we're used to as Americans, the stuff that we buy, as consumers, like we're used to paying a certain price for things. And even just breaking it down to like our local economy, like he's so like focused on deporting, so many illegal immigrants. I'm pretty sure like the focus has been on immigrants that are committing crimes. But if he deports all the immigrants, that are like picking vegetables and fruits and whatever, the cost of fruits and vegetables are going to go through the roof, to where it's not going to be affordable. It doesn't even matter if you're creating jobs in the U.S. Like, you're not going to be able to buy strawberries. Like, just things are going to get outrageous. So in theory, what he's saying is good, but on paper, it's just not. Nothing about it is bullish, right? It's going to cause, it's going to cause a recession. Like, there's just no other. I mean, and I can't even say it's going to cause a recession, but because we're in such a bad place financially as a country already. If you look at whatever, like Google, the national credit card debt, it's at an all-time high. Or Google defaults on credit card payments, they're at an all-time high. Google defaults on car loans, they're at an all-time high. Even house payments, things like that, the default rate is like really, really high right now. Credit card debt is at an all-time high. Like, people have been struggling because the price of everything keeps going up, so they're putting things on credit cards, and then they're maxing out their credit card, and then they can't afford to pay their credit card bill because the interest is so high. There's just nothing good happening economically right now that I can see. And all of that, is just going to affect the country, and we're kind of at a point where we really need a recession to reset everything. Like, that's what happens. That's the cycle, right? You get a recession if you're lucky, resets things. The cost of houses go down, interest rates go down. Right now, interest rates are insane because inflation is high. And until that gets reset, like, people can't afford houses. People can't afford to get, a loan or a mortgage because the interest rates are so high. So, like, I don't know. As far as I can tell, and I'm not like some economic, professional or major, but from everything that I've seen and read, nothing looks good. Everything is pointing towards a recession. And that's if we're lucky. Like, worst case, we have a depression, and then really reset things. So I don't see how tariffs help us. And you look at other countries that impose tariffs, and their foreign goods are so outrageously expensive. I think you would have to fact check this because I don't know this for a fact. I haven't looked it up myself, but somebody in one of my YouTube videos mentioned, like, in Vietnam, a $60,000 BMW will cost $200,000 in Vietnam. Again, I don't know that is a fact, but that's due to the tariffs that Vietnam imposes on other countries. And, like, that should be eye-opening. If that is true, then that's what's going to happen to us, right? Like, a $60,000 BMW now costs whatever, $100,000 or $200,000, and then nobody can afford it. Or the people that can afford it, like, probably don't want it. Like, who wants to spend $200,000 on a $60,000 car? Like, it's insane. So I don't, again, like Trump, I'll say this, Trump is a way better businessman than I am. So maybe he knows something that I don't know, but from what I know, like, none of it makes sense. And I don't see how it helps us as a country. But I could be missing something. Like I said, I'm not the businessman that Trump is. So maybe I am missing something, but from everything that I've read and everything that I've seen, there's just nothing good that can come out of it, you know. But prove me wrong. I will say, out of I don't want to make the the channel political or anything, but I'm not really pro Trump or pro Camila. But I think out of the two, if there's one that could actually save the economy, it would be Trump, because like you just can't argue how good the man is at business. My dad has actually done business with him, and he says that he's a total piece of shit to work with. Very cutthroat, stab you in your back, whatever. Very difficult to work with as well. Expects things, like just on outrageous like timelines. Wants things done when it's not really feasible to get it done in the timeline that he's asking for. But it's gotten him to where it's gotten him, So can't really argue, that he's a good businessman, but I don't see how anything that he's talking about helps the economy. Yeah, so Alan's saying a PS5 in Brazil, for example, was $1,000 a few months ago. So that's tariffs for you. All right. Well, much love, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. And if you are into the Super Bowl, hopefully you have a good time, and hopefully it goes the way that you want it to go. More importantly, hopefully you're having a good time with friends and family. I think that's one good thing about stuff like the Super Bowl is people get together, and hang out with their friends or hang out with their family, and that's good. So, yeah, make the most of it. As always, much love, much respect. Peace out, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow.